Welcome to the world of Priesthood Dispatches, where we tell your stories from the front lines of high-demand religion.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Priesthood Dispatches channel. I'm PD, and this is episode 3 of the multi-level Mormon Missionary, the first week in the MTC. As always, please give this video a thumbs up if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and share the video wherever you feel comfortable. So, the countdown has begun. 734 days until Elder PD returns from his mission, and in this iteration that will be the 8th of March 2024. But for now, it's time for Elder PD to enter the MTC. So last week we spoke about the farewell and me and Sister PD and everything running up to that. We can see here from the program of my home ward given out on the Sunday before I entered the MTC that we have the announcement there for my farewell. There are 3 things to take note of on the program. 1, Tuesday the 19th, Elder PD's farewell. 2, Wednesday the 20th, Elder PD enters the MTC. And 3, on Thursday, August the 28th, there is to be a ward temple trip, and that will be to the temple that is at the MTC that Elder PD will be at. But as we love to do here at Priesthood Dispatches, let's share the screen and take a look at a calendar. We can see here August 2003. If we look down to the bottom, week 1, this green line is what we're going to be looking at today. And we can see me entering the MTC here in blue. We've also got in purple letters received. So we had 4 letters. 1 from my sister Katrina, 1 from mum, 1 from dad, and 1 from Sister PD there on the 26th. But Sister PD sent me with a lovely care package that you can see here. Something else we love at Priesthood Dispatches is a map. Here we are then, guys, back in the UK. We can see where we were looking last week. PD just north of Nottingham, Sister PD just to the west of Leeds there. And now a new point to add, this green point here in Preston where the MTC was. So following the farewell, I was set apart on the Tuesday evening. Then we stayed at my place in Nottingham, obviously separately. It was weird on the Wednesday morning because we were packing up and me and Sister PD ended up in my bedroom alone together, picking up suitcase, different things like that. And it was strange because you're kind of in that place where you're comfortable. You could normally kind of hug and just be with one another, but now you can't even touch and you feel bad being in the same room together. So we traveled north with my family towards Bradford, where we were going to be dropping Sister PD off, and that was torture. We went to her place, her parents were there, I said goodbye to them, and then it was time to say goodbye to Sister PD. And a handshake, and I was gone. Something to remember now is that for me as the missionary, all of these new things distracted me, at least for a time, from being apart from my family and Sister PD. But for her, nothing had really changed other than I was no longer in her world. There was nothing new to distract her. She just had to kind of just get on with it and deal with the loss. I think it'd be worth hearing from her now what that was like.
Hey everyone, Sister PD here on the MTC. The going away, the time had come. We had done all of our preparation and now it was time for PD to leave. And my one focus was to get PD to the MTC at Preston without showing weakness. I had to be strong. I had to be strong for him. He was the one doing the hard part, leaving everything behind and going away for 2 years and trying to convince people to believe in God and Jesus Christ. But we had been together so long that we were two hearts beating as one, and this was going to be hard. I wanted to be involved in everything that PD did. This meant being in the room for his setting apart as a missionary. You get your final kick, you enter the room as boyfriend and girlfriend. The setting apart takes place, and you leave the room as girlfriend and missionary. We wanted to be with each other till the very last second if possible, but decided that I would not go to the MTC. But I was still able to be with PD for the evening after he was set apart and for the morning before he was dropped off at the MTC. So that was it. PD was gone. All I had to do was let him go. I still had my family. I still had my job. I still had my studies. I still had my friends. I still had my home. There is no doubt that saying goodbye to PD is one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, but little did I know what life had in store for me. I would go as far as to say that when PD left, my heart stopped beating. It was harder than I thought it would be. Yes, I had my normal around me, but it turns out that everything around me wasn't normal anymore because he wasn't in it. My normal was talking to him every day. My normal was seeing him every weekend. And these things would no longer be part of my normal. But I had my poster, and I had my stickers, and I had my countdown, and I was not to be defeated. I was going to marry a returned missionary. I remember from the day that he left, which was a Wednesday, that it took about 3 days before I stopped crying. I don't mean continuously crying, but I would go about my normal and the tears would just come until I received PD's first letter from the MTC, which is when my heart started beating again.
Thank you, Sister PD, for explaining what was a difficult time. Now on with the story. My parents and my younger brother Benjamin then drove me west to arrive here at the Preston, England temple. Ta-da! I'm at the temple. I'm at the temple. So we can see here that the Preston, England temple has the MTC and the patron accommodation down here within its grounds. If we zoom in, the dorm that I was in was at the back here overlooking the car park. But here at the front of the MTC is this lovely lake. And we were in the MTC in August. It was the height of summer. It was a really hot summer as well. And what do we have, especially during the summer at the temple? Weddings. And it seemed that every bride wanted to have photos taken down by the water here, which meant we can see these large windows. And this is the MTC cafeteria. And what that meant is that during lunch times and dinner times, we'd have to sit and quite often watch beautiful young brides coming down and prancing around before us as they have their photos taken. Yeah, it's almost like they were rubbing it in. 2 years until you can see another woman, boys. So it was now time to check in.
The check-in process is simply the collection of medical records and passports if necessary.
Thank you, Temple Voice Matt. Upon check-in, we received this lovely packet containing check-in details, a white handbook, and the Strength of Youth manual. And it had the details of our day. A meeting, 2:30 p.m. That was the time that I was to report to the MTC. And that meeting was with parents and anyone dropping you off. And then we said goodbye and they went on their way. Arrival activities, can't remember what they were. Walk around the Preston Temple complex if desired, and then dinner at 5 p.m. There were obviously missionaries arriving from all around the world, and arriving at different times. So UK missionaries and any elders or sisters who had arrived earlier in the day before 2:30 p.m. were in that meeting, but they were coming in dribs and drabs all day. And then an orientation meeting at 6:30 p.m. Bring your scriptures and pencils and pens. Okay, so that was the first day at the MTC. Here's a short break in proceedings for everyone to hit the thumbs up button. And also, just here, there's a lovely little box that says subscribe. If you can support the channel by subscribing, that would be amazing. Click it now. Yep. Awesome. Let's keep going.
Click, listen, enjoy.
Okay, let's get on to some letters.
Mail, or post, will be received nearly every weekday and on Saturdays. Once the mail is sorted by the mission president's wife, it will be placed in the incoming mailboxes at the bottom of the middle staircase, by district. Mail will be taken from the respective boxes and distributed during the lunch meal by the district leader. All outgoing mail will be weighed by the MTC president's wife, and postage will be affixed by postage machine. No stamps are sold at the MTC.
Sister PD, being the amazing girlfriend that she was, had sent me with a care package that made me a very popular person on the first night in the MTC. Let's hear from her what that care package was all about.
I wanted PD to feel every bit as special as he is in the MTC. So as the amazing missionary girlfriend that I was going to be, I prepared him an MTC box. This was like a MTC survival box, and you'll be able to see some of the things that are in there. I believe I probably went to the Preston bookstore and cleared out their section on missionary gifts, along with things that I know PD loves, root beer and chocolate. That looks like 100 stamps to me, and a batch of envelopes. In this MTC box would be a letter to PD. Let me read that to you now. To PD, it can sometimes be hard to express feelings in words or on paper, especially such strong feelings like the ones I have for you. As you will have seen, I have written quite a bit in your tea book, so I'll keep this short. I love you very much. I hope you know. And over the last 2 years and 10 months, you have made me a better person just by being around and being yourself. I'm very proud of you today, as is your Heavenly Father. We know, and so do you, that you'll be a great missionary. I hope that you enjoy opening your box and like what you find inside of it. I'm sorry if there is something that's too cheesy. I tried my best. I hope it brings you happiness, and if not, then I guess I've got time to improve. My love always and forever, Sister PD.
Thank you, Sister PD. Now we'll get on to my letters that I wrote during the MTC to others, mainly Sister PD, and we'll just go for the highlights. MTC letter number 1. Hey babe, it's my first night in the MTC. Today was okay, but it was very hard. The time is 9:30 and I just opened my box. Where did you get the root beer? It was a great present, thanks. Well, my companion's name is Elder Henderson. He is from Alabama, USA. He paints his toenails and I will get a pic. I should just let everyone know that you are not looking at the feet of two gorillas. They are my feet on the left and Elder Henderson's feet on the right. And you can see it was summertime. We all had sandal tan lines. Now, the story behind the nail varnish, and this would come back to bite us later, but Elder Henderson was a river guide in Alabama throughout the summer, and he said that he'd always be kneeling down in the raft in his sandals, and he would chip his toenails and break his toenails. So he started putting toenail hardening nail polish on, and he said, well, if I'm gonna put nail polish on, it should be colorful. So he came to the MTC with like a bag full of nail polish, and yeah, we get into trouble with this later, but that will be in a future episode. Anyway, how are you? Over me yet? I'm joking. Ben cried a lot when I had to go, but I was okay. Writing this letter is the first time I felt homesick today, so that's okay. MTC letter number 2. The 21st of August 2003. Life here is okay. Got up at 6:30. Left my room at 7:30 and I just got back. The time is 10:10. Well, there are 4 of us in my room. 2 Germans, Elder Bruch and Elder Coy, and me and my companion, Elder Henderson. But babe, I just want you to know I love you with all my heart. I love you with all my heart, might, mind, and strength. 2 days in the MTC, and I'm already going for that. The 22nd of August 2003. Sister PD. Thanks again for all the cool stuff in my box. The pens, juggling balls. Guess I better learn how to juggle, eh? I did learn how to juggle. We're all going to go shave our legs. Love you. P.S. Just got back from shaving. Don't worry, I only did a little bit. And I will send you pictures. Love you. Hey darling, you must have got the idea now that I write at least once a day and send them all at once on a Saturday. This is because I don't write a lot all at once. Boy K Packer, oh, the man himself, is speaking on Sunday. I'm looking at the picture of us in Gran Canaria and the time is 7:55 in the AM and I wish I were there with you again. Just got back from the temple and it's still Saturday. Guess who I saw? Your mum, your grandmother, and your granddad. I got 2 letters today, one from mum and one from Katrina. She said you had been talking to her. Well, until the next installment, I love you. Heather's eyes only. I'm assuming there's some sexy coming up. The 24th of August 2003. Hey you. Well, it's Sunday and the time is 5 p.m. and I'm jack knackered. Me and my companion got up at 5:30 this morning to get downstairs and reserve our seats right in the front row for Boyd K. Packer's talk. It was good. The 25th of August 2003. Hi you. It's Monday morning. Just had breakfast. I cried myself to sleep last night. Okay, at this point, we're going to look at the 4-month rule, which I include in this letter. But Elder Coy came up with the 4-month rule, and we talk about it here on one of the audio tapes that I sent to Sister PD. You also heard a bit of an audio tape at the beginning of this episode with an example of the music that they played into our rooms for several hours at night to assist in the brainwashing process. What a bunch of sad sacks we were. 3 or 4 days into the MTC and we'd already come up with a counting method that kind of made it feel like it was going to go faster. I wonder if Elder Coy and his girlfriend made it, or Elder Henderson for that matter. Actually, I think Elder Henderson and his girl broke up after a couple of months. I will have to look up Elder Coy and see if there is now a Sister Coy. I don't know if being here and if this was the right thing to do anymore. But I know I can't come home. That's what makes it so hard. Okay, I think we're starting to see the decline now. So what's this? 5 days into the MTC. And I think the enthusiasm, the excitement of being there is slowly starting to dip. The 25th again. Hi. Well, today was crap. Babe, I don't think I'm worthy of this call. And I need to come home. But if I do, I can't come back to your house. And home would be dreadful. So my only option is I have to leave. I don't know where I would go, but I have to go. I cannot stay here. The guilt is too much. I don't know what I should do. So the 26th of August 2003. Hey, it's Tuesday morning. Still not decided what to do. I need to know how you feel about my situation. And if I did come home, would you be there for me? Love it, Elder Rigby the 4th. Okay. Elder PD is in turmoil. He wants to come home. He feels guilty. Guilty of what, you might ask? Nothing really that serious. But scrupulosity in the MTC becomes a big thing, not only for Elder PD, but for other elders and sisters too. And I saw that. But we were doing these lessons, and Boy K. Packer had been, and he'd hammered us all about pure hands, pure hearts. And you just feel dreadful. It is emotional abuse. So for the sake of brevity, other letters this week. One from my sister Katrina. She was the first one to write to me. A short letter just saying how they were going to look after Sister PD, because my sister had waited for her boyfriend and now husband on his mission, and she knew that Sister PD could do it. My mother wrote to me, which was fantastic. And main takeaway from that was that my little brother Ben cried. It sounded like he was crying more than Sister PD was. So sorry, Ben. And my dad wrote to me as well about the Young Single Adult Conference that they had arranged. Now, at the conference were Elder and Sister Elvidge, area 70s at the time. And he states that Elder Elvidge in the year 2003 predicted that in 25 years, the membership figures in the UK and Ireland would be 2.5 million members. And we are 19 years on from that. I think we're at about 200,000. So it is going to be a bumper 6 years for the church to hit that 2.5 million members. Good luck, guys. So that's it. There was a note from Sister PD, but her main letter comes into week 2. We've heard plenty from her, but Sister PD, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Stay with the MLM episodes to see how PD and I managed to keep our hearts beating and just how well we did.
Thank you. Well said. Yes. Everyone, please. Mini PD. Everybody, please like and share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Next week, we will be in the second week of the MTC. We will have Elder PD in his turmoil, and we will have Sister PD's reply to that turmoil to see if she will still love him if he comes home. But for now, from me and from Mini PD, see ya. Could have waved. See ya. Dear darling, please excuse my writing. I can stop my hand from shaking, and I'm cold, but I don't know why. I miss you. Nothing hurts like told you. I don't know the rest of the words now, so I'm gonna get on with reading. Oh.